Wow, John. Wowie, wow, wow, wow. Got a question for you. Why is it important to read finance books?
Yeah, sure. So I think that if you're a professional, for sure, it makes a lot of sense to read um, because it simply enhances your knowledge base. You'll do a better job. And even if it's not directly related to your work, aside from just finance books, for example, let's take, let's say you read about machine learning, for example, that you would not be able to make better investments having knowledge of machine learning would probably be a silly idea, right? Because you'll be more informed when you go to make those investments. Now, you don't necessarily have to read up on theory, but I do think that it's very important to have strong foundations as a professional. And the only way to, I think, really distinguish people that know and people that don't know what they're talking about, because there are a lot of advisors out there, is to know if they understand principles. Now, for the people that are not professionals, you still benefit in some way. First, if you were planning on making your own investments, you can learn how to do that, though I'd recommend you don't because the process is rather time consuming. One thing that's probably going to happen is if you read something like Damo Darren's investment valuation, you'll probably realize that reading the news is not enough to really know if a company is going to do well or not. But it's a good starting point. But the amount of time that it takes to analyze one company, like at least at the outset, is like a full time job. So I don't think you should do that. But another thing that it's useful for as well for lay investors or people that are interested in the subject is that they can make more informed decisions when they go to select advisors. Because as I had alluded to earlier, there are a lot of advisors out there that know a lot of facts about things. And I'll give you and it can be very difficult to sort out some of the people that do and don't know. So I'll give you an example of this. One advisor that I had a conversation with, I guess several months ago now, had claimed that their firm was compliant with the GIPS standards. But you can see very clearly, for example, from the reporting, that it doesn't include things like standard deviations of the portfolio returns. So that can't possibly be true. And they don't have a compliance department and so on. So, yeah.
Amazing.